My name is Timon Kraus, and I'm a mentalist, which means that I do usually a lot of mind reading, but today I'm going to teach you two other things. The first thing is that I'm going to teach you, well, it's the title of my talk. And the second thing is that I'm going to teach you how to seemingly defy the laws of gravity. I know that sounds exciting, and all I need to do to get started is one of these. Maybe I can actually ask you for a second to come close to the stage because they can't touch it from there. You just hold your hand out, just check it out. It's a chopstick, yes? That was all you needed to do for now. Thank you. So it's a chopstick. It's a plastic chopstick. Hope you can see it from there. I'm going to ask you to not, under any circumstances, attempt what I'm about to do at home because I'm going to place it right here on my throat. Maybe on the camera you can actually see that I heard myself doing this before. I'm going to place it right here on my throat. I'm going to stabilize it, and I'm going to try to hit it as hard as I can, breaking the chopstick, hopefully not hurting myself. Maybe we can actually build up a little bit of tension. Maybe I can ask you, just for my own feeling, it's been a long time since I've been on stage. Maybe you can actually start clapping slowly, and then you can get quicker, and we're going to build up a little bit of tension. You can get really loud, really quick. Keep it going, keep it going. Okay, here we go. Okay, get it on the camera. It's going to be 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. So you might be wondering, why would I do that? Why am I showing you this? And that is an excellent question. Here's the thing. When I first learned how to do this, I was at a secret mentalist training seminar in Northern England. And if you think that sounds a little bit nerdy, I promise you it's not. It's super nerdy. And a very dear friend of mine, Liam O'Neill, taught me how to do this stunt. And during the whole weekend that I was there, even though I knew the technique, I wasn't able to break the chopstick. I just couldn't do it. I would always stop myself. I couldn't do it even though I knew the right technique. And when I left the training, ready to fly back home to Amsterdam, Liam grabbed my arm and he stopped me and he said, "Timon, you got to promise me that you will not get on that plane before you've broken the chopstick." And fool that I am, I promised him. So I sit at the airport, the flight's getting ready to board, and I realize that I haven't kept my promise. I feel my pocket, and there's the chopstick. And I get up, and I walk to the bathroom. I stand in front of the mirror, I put the chopstick here, I get ready to smack it, and the door opens, and this older airport employee walks in, and he sees me, and he goes like, "No!" But he was too late, and I broke it, and I walked straight past him, board the plane, and leave him behind, and he was very confused. On the plane home, I started wondering, I started reflecting, and I was like, how come that at first I hadn't been able to break the chopstick even though I knew it was possible? I'd learned the technique, I knew all the things to do. Why was I stopping myself? Why was I making something that I knew to be possible impossible for myself? And that's when it struck me. Oftentimes, with a lot of the challenges in life, it's not about making what's impossible possible. It's simply about not making what's possible impossible for yourself. What do I mean by that? Well, we're often led to believe that with the resources at our disposal, when we face a challenge, we're going to be expected to make what's really hard or what's impossible possible by breaking through. I think a much more productive approach actually often comes from viewing it the other way around. You must realize that often things aren't as hard as they seem. They're perfectly possible. You're just making them impossible for yourself. How does that happen? It could be emotion. In the case of the chopstick, it was fear. I was afraid that I was going to stab my throat. It seems rational. It could be misinformation, it could be lack of information, it could be a certain belief that you carry with you. Either way, you're going to be giving in to delusions that make things impossible for you. I call these delusions greatly overrated delusions, or gods for short. You can imagine that I'm not a religious person. Through my work as a mentalist, I've found many ways to kill your gods. You see, as a mentalist, I constantly have to push past thoughts like, I can't do that, or it's impossible, because my job is to create performance pieces that seem impossible to the audience. I have to read minds, I have to predict your behavior. So whenever I catch myself thinking, this can't be done, or this is impossible, I have a very simple 2-question step plan that I go through to figure out if it's really impossible or if I'm just succumbing to a greatly overrated delusion, if I'm succumbing and sacrificing my success to one of my own very personal gods. It's 2 questions. Question number 1. Well, 3 questions. I gave it away. Oh, shit. 2 questions. Has anybody like me done something like this before? If the answer is yes, then obviously technically it's possible. It's possible for me. I got to look inside, figure out what's keeping me from it. In the case of breaking the chopstick, I was wondering if someone like me had done it before, because my friend Liam, he's a beast of a man. He's really strong, so he's very different from me. So the answer was a no. If it's a yes, I stay there. If it's a no, I move on. Second question, has anybody at all ever done something like this before? If the answer is yes, then again, I know that technically it's possible, and now it becomes about changing the parameters in such a way that it also becomes possible for me. In the case of the chopstick, all I needed to do was to, again, make conscious myself of the fact that I knew all the right steps, that most likely nothing was going to happen, and that was enough for me to push through. I changed the parameters. What if you get 2 no's? What if no one like you has done it before and nobody at all has done this before? I was going to say there's a secret third question. It's not so secret anymore. Here's the secret third question. Has any group of people done this or part of this before? And if the answer to this is yes, then it means that it might be impossible for me alone. But if I grab the help of the right people, a team, I might be able to achieve this. And if I'm being honest, most of the humble successes that I've had in my life, they came down to this third question. I've always had a group of people behind me that has helped me realize things that might have seemed impossible before. Again, if you get a no on this as well, it doesn't mean it's impossible. It might just mean that you're treading new ground, which is a really nice thing to do. When I was preparing this talk, I was wondering about how to, demonstrate this 3-step question plan on how to kill your GODs, your gods, your greatly overrated delusions, how to demonstrate it for you on stage. And I couldn't come up with anything, but a very dear friend of mine, Neil Austin, actually suggested an experiment that was perfect for this. There you have it again. It's collaboration, and collaboration is really where we as humans thrive. And the best thing about this experiment is that you're going to be able to try this at home. And we actually have 5 people waiting on the stage. They're my volunteers, and I'm going to ask you to give them a hand, please, as they enter the stage. So, yes. Timon, how's it going? Timon, it's a pleasure to meet you. How are you doing? So good to meet you. How are you doing? Thank you for coming on stage. Now, I can promise you, I've briefly seen them beforehand. Their faces are really friendly, but obviously, due to the current situation, they're going to have to keep wearing those masks. Maybe I can ask the gentleman, Sebi, in the red shirt, to just take a seat. That's all you're going to have to do. I promised you all that I was going to teach you 2 things. I was going to teach you how to kill a god. We've done that, we've covered that. And I'm going to teach you how to seemingly defy the laws of gravity. That's what we're going to do now. But let's start with the 3-step question plan. Sebi, you're going to be our test subject. First question, have you ever defied the laws of gravity? Don't think so. Second one, has anybody like you ever defied the laws of gravity, as far as you know?
Well, I think the answer is no.
That's also a no. Second question, has anybody at all done something like this before, as far as you know? Probably also a no. And third question, has any group of people done this or part of this before? You're maybe going to say no, but you're going to have to take my word for the fact that it's a yes. And I'm confident of the fact that you today will be able to do the same thing. In fact, all of you are going to be able to join in. Here's what you're going to need to learn. You can relax, Sebi. All 4 of you, please extend your hands forwards. And all of you, extend your hands forwards like this. There you go. Perfect. Fold them together, thumbs across, 4 fingers to the front. You all just need to remember this position. You can relax. You need to keep it for a moment. This is going to be your lifting position. This is the position that you're going to use to lift Sebi on just your fingertips into the air, making him light as air. I'm going to ask you and you to please stand at his knees. Stand on the side of his knees, and you two, you can stand at his left knee. There you go. The other left, yeah, that's right knee. And you two are going to stand at his shoulders, and you're going to go, you're going to go under his arms. That's exactly right. You've seen this. Great. Before we attempt to do it for real, you're just going to try and lift him. Just see if it works. Just give it a try. All right. That is almost impossible to do. Okay, get up. Luckily, there's a ritual that you can go through that's going to, really mold you into a team that's then going to enable you to lift Sebi into the air through the power of collaboration and through not any longer making things that were perfectly possible to begin with impossible for yourselves. Here's what you need to do. You'll need to come back to this in a moment, but I'm going to walk them through the process first. Please stand at his knees and behind his shoulders again. And you can remain standing for a moment. Remain standing. There you go. Okay, relax. And you stand at his shoulders. And relax as well. I'm going to count from 1 to 8. With each number that I count, one of you is going to place their left hand above Sebi's head. Not on it, above it. 1. Just your left hand above his head. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is you got it. 6, 7, 8. There you go. Once you're here, you're going to do something like a football team. You're going to go 1, 2, 3. Don't touch his head, though. Okay, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. And on 3, you're going to go apart and you're going to give it a shout. Okay, so you're going to 1, 2, 3. Hey! Hey! There's going to be a louder shout next time. Once you've done this, you need to be as fast as possible. So you go 1, 2, 3, and instantly go to this position as fast as you can, and immediately go under his legs. Let's try that quickly. Up and under. You can translate if it's necessary. Yeah. Okay, relax. Okay, we're gonna give it one walkthrough. We're gonna give it one more walkthrough. We're gonna do it fast, okay? It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, hey. And then it's gonna be 1, 2, and on 3, you lift. Okay? We'll give it one test run. Get ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, hey. Under. And then, okay, relax. Good. Perfect. Perfect. That's the speed you need. Yeah, give him a hand. That's the speed you need. That's the speed. That's it. That's it. Great. Okay. Good. 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 Great. Sebi, you're also going to need to change a little bit. You're going to change the parameters. Put your feet on the ground. Tense your body a little bit. Put your hands together like this, like you're praying, and you're going to think, you're going to tense all of your body, and you're going to think up, 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 up. That's all you're going to do. Okay? Great. Like you're a cloud. Here's what you all are going to do. You're going to extend your fingers like this forward. You're going to point at Sebi, and you're almost going to placebo lift him into the air. So you're going to point at him, and you're going to follow his movement. He's going to lift up. You're going to set him down as well. And once he sits, you're going to go absolutely wild for these 5 wonderful people. Okay? Good. You get in position. Okay, shake yourselves off for a second. Okay, Sebi, tense, up, 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 up. You extend your fingers forward. Okay, once you lift him, don't be scared. Lift him all the way up, lift him all the way down. That's it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Hey, under, and 1, 2, 3, and lift him. Go, go, go. Lift him all the way up, and slowly set him down. And go absolutely wild for them. They did perfect. Thank you. Give each other a high five. Give me a high five. Yes. Thank you very much. Well done. And give them another hand. They did perfect. It was amazing. And thank you all so much. My name's Timo Kraus, and that is how you kill your personal gods and how you seemingly defy the laws of gravity. Thank you very much. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.